Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, species around the multiverse, welcome to Geek Syndicate. What do we do at Geek Syndicate? I will tell you. We bring the sass back to geekdom. I am Monts, and he is...
I'm Nuge, and I just realised whilst you were doing the intro, is realising that we're doing video because I went to get a drink, and I thought that might be a bit distracting when you're doing your fabulous intro. Which was a little bit aggressive, I have to think.
Aggressive?
It was a little bit in people's faces, man.
I thought it was enthusiastic. Yeah.
Potato, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. See, but you're not even in theme. See, at least I've got a, geeky mug there. What you got?
Really?
All right then.
Really?
So I've got this. I got a coach, and I talk to him every Monday morning. And of course, it's lockdown. He's in Spain, but they've got serious lockdown going on. His kids keep coming in. And his kid had this kind of red hoodie on. And he was like, oh, put the hoodie on. David will like that. And he gets a hoodie, but it zips up all past his face. So it's an Iron Man hoodie. So he's got Iron Man.
Oh, okay, nice.
But it basically covers his entire face. And I was like, and he's running around behind the chair. Can he actually see? No, yeah.
He'll be all right. Walk it off.
Exactly. So yeah, that was okay.
You know what, right? Before we crack on, I just got to say, kids today don't know how lucky they are because the amount of merchandise you can get for DC and Marvel and any kind of stuff like that. You know, I was lucky if I got a Space Ranger Action Man, which was in this crappy rubber suit and plastic helmet.
So I remember, I got this. I found it in a box. I had this back in the day.
I remember that. I mean,
yeah.
I remember it because it's the
and at the bottom, and it had a little shuttle inside.
Yeah.
And when you turn the thing on top, it would shoot. Stuck now. It's because it's old.
Shoot discs at the front.
Shoots little yellow discs.
Yeah.
But no, and you know what I mean. Getting stuff when you got something like that, you were like,
yeah.
Because A, to find it, and B, it was something like that wasn't going to be that cheap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just there was, but especially superhero merchandise, that was few and far between.
You couldn't get stuff, and certainly
bubblegum cards. Do you know what I mean?
And back in the day, when when I was the big Marvel comic reader and whatever, you couldn't get nothing like that. I remember I think it was on a Captain Britain. I think it was #1 Captain Britain. You got because he had a headband. He wore no, it wasn't. It was a mask. It was you got a Captain Britain mask, which is basically someone that just cut it out of cardboard and coloured it in. Do you know what I mean? So there you go, kid.
I remember, what was the magazine? It wasn't 2000. I think it was called Tornado. So there was a few magazines that came along, and they all got subsumed into 2000 AD as time went by. So Star-Lord was my magazine choice. And then there was Tornado, and I remember in them days, first issues used to have a gift, and Tornado had a red disc. And it wasn't like a full, it was like a circle. And it was so basically it was a piece of round red plastic. And they go, this issue, free gift, kill disc.
Is it though?
I was like, it's a little frisbee, isn't it?
No, it's a cool disc. No, it's a frisbee.
Yeah, it's don't even come back to you. Do you know what I mean? It's whew. I'll go get it.
Yeah, you don't me.
But as a kid, man, I was I used to walk around with it like this in my hand. Yeah, my kill disc. Everyone else it's a frisbee, isn't it?
It's a frisbee.
Yeah, but good times, man.
So yeah, you kids don't know how lucky you are.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. Anyway.
So what we're gonna do today, we are gonna talk about the pilot TV series lineup for 21-22, because actually, on lockdown, so there's been a reduced schedule of filming. So when usually you get these articles about pilot seasons and they're talking about, the upcoming year, but this one was for 21-22. So that's just it says where we are.
Yeah. And I always look forward to these. We do these every year. So if you're a long-term listener, or in this case, watcher, buckle up.
Watcher.
That's what you did there.
Yeah. Okay. Right, so let's begin. So the first one I've got for you, Barry, is on CBS, and it's called Ghosts. Go on, what's your face saying right now?
Not like the... But isn't there a BBC show called Ghosts?
So
Oh,
there's a BBC comedy called Ghosts, which I've only just started watching, and I didn't realise the main woman in it I acted with a couple of years ago when I was being the Hunchback of. No, I wasn't. I was being the Phantom of the Opera, and she was playing a character in it. Really good actress, and
she's
she's the
in
main.
Doctor Who as well.
Yeah. She was the main character in Ghosts, which is about a couple that move into a stately home, and the stately home is full of ghosts that she hits her head and only she can see them.
Mm.
And stuff, and I think it's hilarious. I think
I love it.
I love it. I didn't think I was going to love it, but I absolutely love it. And it's like we're kind of going through it slowly because we're like, oh, what kind of day we had? Really bad day. Let's put Ghosts on because it's it's fun. It's fun. This is an American version based on the British comedy series of the same name, and the main woman in it is Rose McIver. Know the name? She was the main part in iZombie. Did you ever watch iZombie?
Oh, yeah, I did. I watched a couple of seasons of that actually.
And the next name in it is Brandon Scott Jones from The Good Place.
Who is
So
he?
he was the reporter they saved as an experiment. He was like a trash reporter.
Yes,
He was a bit camp.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
So I think they're the main couple.
Okay. Do you know what? Right. Until you told me who was in it, I was like resoundingly, I'm out.
Yeah, likewise.
Because remakes, I'm not interested. I want to see fresh stuff now. I think what's happened now with the streaming services is it's shown me that I don't have to settle for tired retreads and stuff.
But also, it's like I've literally just finished watching it. It might have different people in it and be set in a different country, but I kind of know what happens.
Yeah. However, I did like her in iZombie. I did like that dude from The Good Place. So, on the basis of that, I would probably check out the pilot.
Yeah.
I'm not excited because obviously I know what the premise is, but I would check out the pilot off the basis of that. And I think a lot of it's going to ride on what they do with the ghosts, who they cast as a ghost and stuff.
Because there's a particular British humour to the ghosts in this one, which is just perfect.
Yeah. So either you got to do it in the way so it's authentic to being an American show.
It's got to be 100% American.
It's got to fit that dynamic. Otherwise, it won't work.
So the next one, this is from Fox. It's called The Cleaning Lady.
Oh, please let it be some sort of special ops. Please let it be some sort of special ops. Please let it be some sort of special ops. She's not. She's just a cleaning lady. It's
based on an Argentine series.
Right.
The Darkly so at least so the one we just talked about is an English series going to English series, even if it's a different country. At least this is something in a completely different.
Yeah.
Anyway, based on an Argentine series, the darkly aspirational character drama follows a whip-smart doctor. I don't know what whip-smart means. Doctor who comes to the US for a medical treatment to save her alien son. But when the system fails and pushes her into hiding, she refuses to be beaten down and marginalised. Instead, she becomes a cleaning lady for the mob and starts playing the game by her own rules. I just wanted to put that in because I was like, that is a tenuous set of circumstances.
I want to go, wow, shit went wrong real fast.
It's like, it's a doctor who came to the US for medical treatment for her son, and suddenly she's in debt to the mob. What happened?
I'm guessing she goes to the mob for a loan, maybe.
She wasn't that whip smart, was she?
Just whipped.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I'm gonna do, because we can do it because we've got video. So I'm gonna do either that.
So yes.
That. Yeah. So that one, unless I hear.
All right. So this one, I'm curious about this one because I had to put this in. Untitled Goonies reenactment project.
Goonies. Okay.
After failing to make it in New York and carrying a heavy secret with her, of course, Stella Cooper returns to her distressed automotive hometown to substitute teach. She finds inspiration, hope, and ultimately salvation when she agrees to help 3 students who are pursuing their filmmaking dreams by putting on an impossibly ambitious shot-for-shot remake of The Goonies. Over the course of the season, their passion will inspire a town in desperate need of hope in this love letter to the power of cinema, storytelling, and dreams. And I'll just put this in because I love the Goonies. Do I even need to wait for you to give me a thumb? Double thumbs down.
Well, no, because when you said Goonies, I heard the word Goonies. I was like, they're going to do a Goonies TV series.
Yeah,
I'm in. I'm there. And then you tell me this weak ass Little House in the Prairie plot, and I'm just like, nah, no. I was
all excited.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be great and uplifted and all that. And if that's your jam, I'm happy for you. But I want your Goonies. I want the Goonies a TV show. Come back when you've done Goonies a TV show, and then we got a game.
All right. Let's get serious now. Let's go over to NBC. Let's get serious. There's one called Echo. Cool.
That's what you did there.
A high concept genre procedural.
Okay. That worries me. But
exactly. Revolving around a team of investigators who solve the highest profile crimes by sending our heroes into the past in the body of the victim. They assume the victim's identity and must race against time to prevent the crime before it happens.
I mean, isn't that just a fancy way of saying quantum leap?
Yeah.
But no, see, I'm being dark.
Quantum leap. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. It has been a while, to be fair. I quite like the sound of that in one respect, because I actually thought you were going to go down the time. Well, it is time travel. What am I talking about? But I thought it was going to be more kind of going back in time. Well, no, it is. It almost seems like as a sort of, not as a premise, but as an actual kind of scientific thing, that you're making a lot of work for yourself. Because you're better off just going back. Yeah, no, but you're better off just going back in time. It's like no. Possible. Oh yeah. No, but didn't you say they go back in? They go back in time in the body.
In the body of the victim.
But they go back, but it's still back in time, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but maybe it's like, what's it called? What was that show where they came back from the future, but they could only go into dead?
Oh,
Timeless. What's it?
No, not Timeless. Travelers.
Travelers.
You know what? I'm gonna give it that because you dropped Travelers, and I was what showed me, man. This goddamn pandemic is maybe even more cynical than usual. That says something.
So does that mean you're not going to watch the film Songbird?
No.
Set in year 4 of lockdown?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Yeah, no, actually, because I loved Travel, and I remember hearing the premise of Travelers and going nah, and then it came onto Netflix and I rinsed that show. So off the basis of that,
I'm still halfway through season 2 on that.
Yeah, it gets really good. So I'm gonna do that.
So I'm doing that, but I'm kind of still going. I'm kind of a bit like that.
I'm
curious. I think it sounds like a good concept, but it didn't make me go, wow.
No, it's still that. I think when you hear the leading of like high concept procedural, blah de blah, I'm like, how many times have I heard that collection?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
all right then. This is for what I'm about to say.
Wow. Challenge accepted.
It's called Langdon. Why are you laughing?
Because I know what it is. I don't even know what the premise is, but I know this is Da Vinci Code, isn't it? Is it Robert Langdon, isn't it?
It's Robert Langdon, so it's not Da Vinci Code, but it's probably one of his other books with the same character. Based on Dan Brown's international best-selling thriller, The Lost Symbol. The Lost Symbol. The drama follows the early adventures of famed Harvard symbologist Robert Langdon, played by Tom Hanks in Free Feature. I ain't forgiven him for that. Who must solve a series of deadly puzzles to save his kidnapped mentor and thwart a chilling global conspiracy.
Right now, I know you're doing that, but watch. I'm gonna get this. Watch, right? That blurb you just read. If you had no concept, if it was called like I don't know, Jackson, and it had no link to like I don't know, had no link whatsoever to Robert Langdon or whatever, and I read you that blurb, you would be like that.
Yes. Yeah.
right? So that's thing number one. Thing number two.
Yeah, but that's how I was about Thingy Bob, and then I read it. I was like,
Yeah, no, hold up. I ain't finished yet, man. Thing number two. Do you remember watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the film?
yes.
Not the best film in the world,
No, it wasn't. I can
but
see where you go.
it did spawn Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the TV show, which I'd like to say is a pretty decent TV show.
It's a great TV show, which I discovered this week was secretly produced by Dolly Parton.
Really?
Yeah, apparently she was like an unnamed producer on it.
Wow.
Well,
Hold on,
yeah.
Dolly.
Good.
So, off the basis of that, are you still going to stick with that?
I like the description. I'll be honest. I do
Right.
like the description. As long as the person's sprouting better hair than Tom Hanks did in the film, because that hair was just insulting to anything decent. Humanity.
I think you should at least. I mean, I'm going like that, but I feel that you should at least, because in my mind,
You know
take
what it is? I've read that and I just thought. I mean, what was it called?
what the Da Vinci Code.
Right, Da Vinci Code. So I read that book, and I read that book because I loved the sound of it, and I've never been so disappointed.
Right.
And I was like, right, so I don't know. Me and Dan Brown, we don't get on since then. I don't invite him round for tea anymore.
Fair enough. But I think if this is done right, you could give me a bit of a modern day indie spin with a bit of. I'm a sucker for codes and history and all that kind of stuff.
I know you are.
So my thing is, a lot of it's going to depend on, like you say, how they do it, who they cast, and that they don't fall into that kind of castle trap where he's some kind of sassy whatever, and they partner her up with some FBI agent, and hilarity ensues. You just give me something a little bit more than that.
Ordinary Joe, and I'm not excited about this, but I've put it in because an element of it kind of crosses over into our genre. It says, right. The drama explores the three parallel lives of its main character after he makes a pivotal choice at crossroads in his life. It asks the question of how different life might look if you made your decision based on love, loyalty, or passion, based on a British concept.
That's quite a good premise.
It is.
But it's a little bit like, wasn't it a film with Gwyneth Paltrow?
Sliding Doors.
That's it. Yeah. I've never seen it.
But... Maybe that's the British concept.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I've never seen it either. But
no. I like the idea of it, but if it's a bit too, it depends. If it's a bit too soap heavy, then it's probably not for me.
Yeah. So I'm like,
I'd need to sort of know a bit more.
I do like the idea, but it's given how much stuff I'm watching already. There was nothing in it to make me jump up and down, going, yeah.
It wouldn't make me watch. I'd have to go that just because I wouldn't watch the pilot. It'd be one of them shows that someone would have to tell me, like, you need to get on that show if you've not
like
seen
Russian
it.
Doll.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. If I hadn't been told about that, I never would have watched that show.
Yeah, I loved it.
It's a cracking
show. All right, then. Here's one which you know about already. The Equalizer with Queen Latifah. A reimagining of the classic series in which Queen Latifah portrays an enigmatic figure who uses her extensive skills to help those with nowhere else to turn. Now, I haven't seen the trailer, which I know you have. Was that a good thing to have seen that trailer?
My thing is like, so I love the original TV show. I watched the original with Edward Woodward, and I loved that show.
Yeah.
And then I was one of them sort of like, why? And then they said they're going to do a film, and I was like, why are you doing a film for? And then they said it was going to be Denzel. I was like, okay. And then I saw the film, I was like, okay.
So damn good.
And then they were like, we're going to do a sequel. I was like, oh, and then I saw the sequel. I was like, okay. Sequel's not as good as the first, but it was up there. It was worthy. And then like, we're going to do a TV show. And I was by this time, I'm kind of like, okay, I'm going to give it a go. Be open-minded. And it's going to be Queen Latifah. I'm like, okay. I like Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
So if you handle it right, I'm still down with that. Do you know what I mean? Then I saw the trailer and I was just like, what the hell's that? It's just cheesy.
Really?
Basically, right? If that was on in the 80s, like after Knight Rider, before chips. Happy days.
Chips.
Joey.
That's wow. Okay.
Right, happy days.
Can't do that to the Equalizer, man.
Honestly, no. But what I'm saying is I'm saying happy days. Right, it feels out of its time when she's dropping lines like,
"I'm using my powers for good."
I'm just like, what can I do?
Powers?
Yeah. No, you know what I mean? Because she's ex CIA and blah 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 and whatever. And it's like, and then she drops a line where she's like, you know, I'm the one you call when you can't call 911 or something like that. And I'm just like,
okay, enough.
Whereas I think if you were gonna go down the route of following a similar tone to the films, I still think Queen Latifah would have worked in a more kind of measured, don't fuck. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this is much more kind of straight up, pow pow. You know what I mean? Explosion. So yeah, try that, see for yourself. But I'm saying all of that, I would still watch the first episode.
Just it's the Equalizer.
It's the Equalizer, to see maybe the trailer's just awfully cut. So for that, I would go there.
Okay, cool. Did you ever watch? I never did, but I kind of see people talking about it all the time, and I feel like maybe I've missed something, but I've got no desire to go back and watch it. The 100.
I think I watched the first 5 episodes, and then I realised I was bored. It was all, yeah.
All right, they're doing a prequel, the 100 prequel.
Is it called -100?
Well, you got to wonder. Airing as an episode of the 100 during the show's... So it's one of those ones where they use an episode to be a pilot.
To launch, yeah.
Airing as an episode of the 100 during the show's upcoming 7th and final season, the prequel offshoot begins in the aftermath of the nuclear apocalypse and follows a band of survivors on the ground as they learn to cope in a dangerous world while fighting to create a new and better society from the ashes of what came before. See, I was ready to go now, not interested. I don't even know what the 100's about, but then you kind of got me with like aftermath of the apocalypse.
Yeah, and the thing is, just because you didn't like one particular show doesn't mean to say you're not going to like the spin-off of it.
Well, you know what? I loved The Walking Dead, and the last few, I haven't even bothered the last few seasons. They lost me. They absolutely lost me. But I looked at some of the spin-offs they've got, and I haven't watched any of them yet, but some of them made me go, okay, because one of them follows the first generation of kids growing up in the Walking Dead environment, so they never knew anything different.
Right.
Like, so it's got them as teenagers, and I was like, I quite like that idea.
Yeah,
you've moved it on 20 years or so, see what it's like. You know, you're playing around with the universe. I like that. Yeah. But so no, I don't know. I'm curious now.
I'd give it I'll go that again. Didn't like wow me, but I'd go there with it.
Okay. Here's another one that that put their pilot in the last season of a show. It's called Green Arrow and the Canaries.
Oh, do you know, that was really weird. I asked people talking about that one. I was about to ask, like, what happened to that that Black Canary spin-off?
It's coming. I think a lot of the CW shows, they're a bit... So I've included CW shows here, but I think they're a bit in doubt as to whether they're holding them over for a little bit or not. I'm not quite sure what's happening. But Green Arrow and the Canaries... So airing as the penultimate episode of Arrow, the potential spin-off's pilot is set in Star City 2040.
Yeah.
Where Mia Queen has everything she could have ever wanted. But when 2020's Laurel Lance and Dinah Drake suddenly show up in her life again, things take a shocking turn and the three suit up once again to save the city, even if Mia is fated to be responsible for its upcoming fall. I always give CW shows a couple of episodes, even if I've got no intention of continuing. Yeah. I saw that. I did watch that episode of...
I didn't. I started to watch it, and then I didn't stop it, but I think I made a cup of tea and then had a conversation with Sue, and then suddenly it was like it was like a year later, and I hadn't gone back to it.
Suddenly it was a year later. I love that. I had a cup of tea.
But,
suddenly it was a year later.
I had for no
reason. There's a TV show right there.
What was I doing?
To me, it was all right, but it just felt more of the CW kind of stuff that I'm leaving behind.
More of the same, not.
Yeah. You know, different setting, you know, different lineup, but still, I can't see it being any different from the rest of the CW stable, and I've kind of left them behind. And that, for me, leaving stuff is not what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I have, because it's like, so I don't know. We'll see. Kung Fu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Forgotten about that.
It says order to series. A quarter-life crisis causes a young Chinese-American woman to drop out of college and go on a life-changing journey to an isolated monastery in China. But when she returns to find her hometown overrun with crime and corruption, she uses her martial arts skills and Shaolin values to protect her community and bring criminals to justice, all the while searching for the assassin who killed her Shaolin mentor and is now targeting her. So first off, that's a classic plot, man. You killed my teacher.
That's a good plot.
The second thing makes you go, how long was she away to have got all these martial arts? Because people seem to become like...
Because a gap year ain't going to cover it.
Gap year ain't covering it.
It's not covering it. Bruce Wayne in Batman Begins, he was gone for what? 7 years?
Yeah.
You know, and even that is still a struggle.
Yeah.
Even that is still a struggle because, you know what I mean? A lot of them real tough martial arts, they've been training since they were kids. So, you know, yeah. To be honest, I can overlook all of that if the skills on show are worthy. It's all going to come down to on that one, it's all going to come down to fight choreography. And as far as I'm concerned, shows like Into the Badlands, if you're not hitting that benchmark to start with, you've got to be giving me that and not Iron Fist.
Absolutely.
You know,
doesn't even need saying.
I just don't for the love cast someone that can't handle it, because it won't last. Even if she's a great actress,
it's got Olivia Liang in it. No, me neither. But it says Legacies. I don't know what Legacies is.
I think that's a CW show. I would give it. Yeah, I would definitely give the pilot a go.
Cool.
I reckon there'll be a lot of flashbacks to her training as well. So I'm all in for that. So, yeah.
So let's keep shooting on because there's a few more to get through before we hit the end.
Okay.
So this is what I was hoping when I was talking about when we started talking about Goonies.
Yeah.
The Lost Boys.
Oh, they're doing a Lost Boys TV show.
Yeah. Right.
I'm in for that.
Based on the 1987 cult movie 87. If you didn't feel old before, this follows a mother and her Gen Z sons. I don't know which. Her Gen Z sons. They moved to the seaside town where she grew up and discovered there's a sinister reason the local cool kids sleep all day, party all night, never grow up and never get old. Family bonds are tested as the brothers find themselves on opposite sides of the mythological struggle.
There for it. You've got a great premise on your hands if you handle it well.
If you handle it well.
That's what it's going to come down to. And there's been a hell of a lot of vampire shows since Lost Boys. So you got to try and come with something that's going to be a little bit different and put a bit of a different spin on it.
Lost Boys was quite unique for its time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, back in there was still vampire films and stuff back then, but not quite like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a thumb up.
Yeah.
What's next?
Gremlins, Secret of the Mogwai.
It's in the Gremlins TV show.
Animated.
Oh, okay.
Animated comedy fantasy streaming television. Set in the 1920s. Shanghai. It would tell the story of how 10-year-old Sam Wing met Gizmo, a young Mogwai. It's kind of like Gremlins' origin.
Yeah. I don't really know what to make of that.
No, me neither. All right, so just a couple more.
Okay.
Superman and Lois, no need to explain it. What do you think?
I saw the trailer for this. And I should have been excited because it's Superman and Lois, but for some reason I just couldn't.
A trailer works. I'll tell you why. I'll be honest. And keep in mind, I like the dude who's playing Superman. I liked him and Lois in like I watched them. I liked them. It was boring. It was nothing about it. It was nothing about it to excite me.
No, it was just. It was almost like they couldn't have, which seems nonsense because it's Superman and Lois. It was almost like they didn't have the budget to like, or hadn't shot enough scenes. To,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? It's like, what have we got? Do you know what I mean? You know, I've got a PowerPoint. Let's just stick something together, man. We've got to get something. Do you know what I mean? We got to get something out there. Let's just put a PowerPoint together and put something out. Because that's what it felt like. But isn't it?
Yeah, let's buy the premium package and we can put some nice transitions in.
Yeah, but isn't the show supposed to be dropping like in February? I'm sure it's
yeah. No, it's soon. It's soon.
So I'd like to think they'd have some footage for it. So I kind of want to.
It's worrying, isn't it?
I kind of want to. I'm going to go like that because I would watch the first episode anyway. But I just don't. I mean, I'm not a parent, but it's just the whole kind of like, you know, they got kids and if the kids got superpowers or not. And I'm like, you know what?
I'd rather watch Raising Dion, which I haven't watched.
Yes, I still need to watch that as well on Netflix.
Yeah. Okay, 2 more. Well,
Cool.
3 more, but the last one isn't even a thing. So, Debris. 2 agents from 2 different continents and 2 different mindsets must work together to investigate when wreckage from a destroyed alien spacecraft has mysterious effects on humankind.
Weirdly, just before we started recording, I saw a teaser for this. It was only like 30 seconds.
How'd it look?
It looked all right. It didn't really show you much, to be honest. It was someone floating. But, you know, you see one person float, you see them all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm guessing maybe the debris gives you magical properties or something. I don't know. In my mind, I conjure up images of Lost. There was a show called Manifest. Did you ever watch any of that?
I never watched Manifest.
Yeah, I watched some, right. But in my mind, I could almost see the cast photo. And it's going to look like Lost, where you've got like about 10 people all like standing together. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I just don't know about that one. But the teaser looked interesting. It looked interesting enough for me to.
I like the concept.
To give it a look-see.
Jumping up and down.
So again, I'm gonna go there.
There's a lot of the side thumb.
There's a lot. When I think normally when we do this, there's always a couple who are so like I'm in, and there hasn't been any of that.
Well, the closest we've come. If I just look through the list, I think the closest we've come is
the last one.
Okay, what last one? La Bria.
Okay.
It's this blurb is the blurb that keeps on giving.
Okay.
When a massive sinkhole mysteriously opens in Los Angeles, so you're like, okay, we're on a disaster tip. I like that. It tears a family in half, separating mother and son from father and daughter. So we got like family angst in the middle of a disaster. I'm like
yeah.
And then it goes on. When half of the family find themselves in an unexplainable primeval world, alongside a disparate group of strangers, they must work to survive and uncover the mystery of where they are and if there's a way back home.
Yeah, you're right, Stace. I did escalate quickly. So where's the other half?
I don't know.
Because in my mind, that's going to be like that's going to be like half of it is going to be them running through jungles, dodging like Tyrannosaurus Rex, and the other half is just going to be them looking out of a window.
In the ruins of Los Angeles.
Yeah, or filling in forms or something. Do you know what I mean? Missing persons forms, do you know what I mean? No, the sinkhole opened and we haven't seen them since then.
Yeah, what do they look like? Well, there's a photo fit artist.
Yeah, episode 2.
Meanwhile, someone's got a spear, killing dinosaurs.
No. Because at least out of all of the ones that we've gone through, that actually felt semi-original.
The only other one that you got vaguely excited about, was Kung Fu. And
Wow.
that's all dependent on whether
Fighting. Wow.
So one last one, which is ordered straight to series. It's a comedy. So far, the cast has one name in it, and it's called Young Rock.
Oh,
and the cast member is good is Dwayne Johnson. Single cam comedy chronicles the formative childhood years of Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock. So in my mind, it's like the Rock version of Everybody Hates Chris.
Yeah, but that's a high bar if that's what you're going to compare it to. That is a high bar. I think there's a trailer out for it.
It's The Rock, man, so I have to give it a go.
I would give it a go because it's The Rock.
No one else could inspire that in me.
Yeah. But even that, it just, I don't know.
I know, it's not, it's like, I put that in for a bit of light relief, but...
I think the problem is normally we do this, and like I said, there's always a good amount that we're really excited about, and there really hasn't been. And I don't know if it's because of, I don't know, I think maybe if you'd ruled off a list of Netflix shows coming up, I think I'd probably find more things to be excited about.
And this is why I said right at the beginning when we were just chatting, how I think it's really interesting that when we do these lists, it's always American network shows that we got in this list. But what Netflix is showing us is that there is a whole world of fantastic TV out there.
Yeah.
That doesn't seem to get included in lists like these, and Netflix has opened that kind of up to the whole world. And every time I turn on Netflix, there's a new trailer from some other country other than America or England, and I'm just like, wow, added to the list.
I think what we should do, like the next video one, because I think there's a list of the shows that are coming up on Netflix in 2021,
right?
And I'd be interested to go through, and maybe I'll get that list and I'll read that to you, because I'm willing to put money that there's going to be more of that on that list.
More excitement.
Yeah, more excitement.
Yeah.
American TV shows, man. Come on, up your game, man. Up your game. It's the fourth quarter and you're down. I don't know, some sporting analogy term.
It was good. It was good.
Was it good? Was it? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's the fourth quarter and you're down by some points.
Yeah.
Okay, let's leave sporting analogies out of it because obviously we're not good at that. Nope.
Round us up, buddy.
So that's the list. Get in touch. Let us know if there's anything else you would add to the list. What have we missed? And of the things that we've mentioned that haven't excited us, what's excited you? So you know how to find us, geeksyndicate.co.uk, or send us an email at geeks@geeksyndicate.co.uk, or you can find us all over Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, what have I missed? Pinterest. Yeah, we're all over the place. Just go looking.
I'm outside Tesco's of a Friday. People want to come and chat to me.
Okay.
I've got one of those sandwich board signs that says that the end of the world is nigh. Always wanted to do that. So pop along, say hi. We'll talk about the apocalypse. Fun times.
There you go. You know where to find Mary. And if you enjoy what we do, why not, give us a cup of coffee at ko-fi.com/geeksyndicate.
Or become a patron at our on our Patreon page, which is got Geek Syndicate in it somewhere.
And if you subscribe to us monthly, I'll make a video doing a special dance because everybody wants that.
And if you send me a side email, I'll stop Dave from doing that.
Right. So with that down.
Yeah, you are such a whore called these days.
Wow. Manhole.
Just a.
Here he comes.
You're such a garden implement.
Thank you. Nicely done. So, till next time, Geek Syndicate.
We out.
We out.